Hello and welcome my fab fans to Glam's new video. Look, I made ears. They're actually made with resin and paper and tape. I'm proud of how they came out. You'll get to see this in an upcoming video, and I will never show you how I made them. Because whenever I do crafts that I'm actually focused on, when drawing and or characters that I need to actually pay attention to what I'm doing, I tend to do it while on my lap, and to position a camera to face my lap feels wrong. So you're probably never gonna see me crafting because I do that on my lap. And I'm uncomfortable with y'all looking at my lap. Which is honestly why I'm not going to finish most of my crochet projects, because I like to crochet while sitting on my bed. I'm not gonna lie. It's just a really unflattering angle for me, and it makes me uncomfortable. Like, does not make sense? I hope so, because it makes sense to me, and it's why I stopped filming the crochet videos. Is because the most comfortable position to crochet in and make those things in was on my bed and in my lap. I just didn't like the angle that it was at. That was literally it. That's why I stopped. So, don't get me wrong, it's not that I do not mind. I don't hate filming, but sometimes I just don't feel comfortable, especially right now when I have so many rashes on my legs. I would rather not film anywhere near my legs. Mainly because the amount of itching that I have to do just to feel comfortable. I will not explain why there's rashes on my legs, because I don't actually know. My body just decided to suffer. And so that's just what I have to deal with. It's just how it is sometimes, you know? I am drawing Twilight Sparkle. I did not say that at the beginning of this video. And I'm very aware that I did not. Whoopsies. Oh well. So, if you clicked on this video, it means you've read the title of the video, right? Though the amount of people who comment, what is this character? Who is this? Always, like, baffles me, because, like, do you not read the title of the video? Do you not read the descriptions of videos? Do you just click on something because you see the, like the caption or, like, what it looks like, and you just don't know what it is? How do you decide on what you're watching? I'm very curious. Like, this is a genuine, like, curiosity type thing. Like, commenting instead of looking for the answer? Y'all's are filled with brain rot. Do people not know how to, like, look for answers anymore? That's why I actively will always ask people during streams, look for the answer. It's not because I don't want to answer. I could. But it's because I want people to actively look for things. I like the strive of looking for information without asking stupid questions. Especially if it's easily findable. I want to give people a task, something to look for. I don't know. Is it unfair that I do that? I don't think so, but you tell me. But with, like, ChatGPT and stuff, and all those things, and AI being used more commonly, and people trying to cheat with it, I think it's very important to teach people to look for information instead of just being a dumbass and asking dumb questions that are in front of you. The answer's in front of you. And I'm a straight A student, by the way. Always have been. Still am, even in college. I know a lot of people are like, oh my goodness, I went from being a straight A student to barely passing in college. And I'm just like, how? It's the same shit. Just the same thing over and over again. So I don't understand how a person could possibly be failing if they did so well in, like, high school. And maybe it's, like, the speed of which, or it's burnout. And I'm pretty sure it's because kids are burnt out. I was never forced to get good grades in school. I just always did. I never studied very hard because I didn't believe that you should have to unless you absolutely needed to. I believe studying is for those who are not confident in their decisions and their ability to understand things. Don't get me wrong. I study sometimes, but only on subjects that I actually care about and want to learn more in-depth research on. I don't just study anything, like with the math course that I'm taking. I'll ask for advice if I think I'm going to get something wrong or if I read a question wrong, because honestly, sometimes I skip sentences and I miss a whole topic. And that happens. It doesn't mean I'm stupid, it just means I read it wrong. I'm exhausted all the time, so I'm bound to make mistakes. I mean, I work every single day except 2 days a week, and on those 2 days a week, I'm filming all the time. So it's not like I'm actually getting a break any day. I'm always working. Always working. There is no breaks for me. It is just I'm working here or I'm working here. There is no breaks for people who don't take them actively. And I actively do not take breaks because I don't need to. Don't get me wrong, it is healthier to take breaks. But that does not mean that I like taking breaks. I like working. I actually had a person comment in person. This is something that happened like today. They were like, so you really follow protocols, huh? And I'm like, yeah, It's not weird to follow protocols. It is actually means you actually do your job. Who knew? People do the job that they're paid to do. Crazy. I will follow the protocols in my job to a T. Crazy or not. That is why my particular location has the least amount of theft. So, you can call me crazy, but I'll call myself smart because we have the least amount of fake bills at my location. And yes, counterfeits do exist in every single type of bill. Which is fascinating, but also so very weird. Like, I get it. Fundamentally, the idea behind making counterfeits, but like, I don't fully get it. As like, just make money. Just make more money. It's not that hard. Like, I get you don't want to work very hard for the money, but like, you kind of need to, otherwise you just won't make as much. Oh no. So one of the YouTubers I watch videos from is they make like horror content, and it's got like Mr. Plant and Argos. And one of the singers I listen to from the band TX2, being in the same video together was fascinating to me. Because I did not expect to see that, because, well, you don't ever really expect two people you don't think have anything in common to be around each other. Like, one was for music and the other was a storytime YouTuber. I didn't expect to ever see them in the same video, and as soon as I did, the amount of excitement, like, I've never been a big fan of much, but that genuinely was just like, holy shit, two people I actually watch being in the same video. I felt like a fangirl. Because I would never consider myself to be a big fan of any YouTubers. No, I wouldn't even consider myself that big of a fan of, honestly, much. I'm trying to avoid trying to be part of any fandoms, I'm not gonna lie. I love anime and stuff, but like, I won't ever consider myself part of the fandoms. And it's mainly because of how the fandoms are, and they're really creepy. Don't get me wrong, there was a very long time where I shipped Eraser Might and Bakudeku and all of those ships when I was like a kid. But now that I'm an adult, I kind of just see it as like a little creepy. I'm not gonna lie. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just, it feels creepy to me now. So, one of the thoughts I wanted to comment was, you better be the Mr. Plant to his Argos. Mainly because I thought that would be just like a really funny comment. And then I was like, I'm not gonna comment that. Just because I think it's a little invasive to comment. But I did think it was funny initially. And then I was just like thinking about it and I was like, no, that would be too invasive. I ain't gonna do it. Did think about it though. I don't know if the purple I chose is too pale. I hope it looks good enough. I want to do y'all My Little Pony fans justice. I only ever owned the toys. I never actually watched any of the My Little Pony content or shows. Don't judge me for that. Don't judge me for liking the characters without watching the shows. I never needed to, because I liked the toys. I thought they were cute. But I did own almost every single My Little Pony toy. So I seemed like the biggest fan of the show, even though I've never watched it. I just never felt the need to. I don't know. That's probably weird, but don't judge me for it. I would have if I knew the show existed back then. I didn't know it existed. I didn't know about the show. I just knew about toys. Because, like, I could own whatever I wanted when I was a kid. But, like, I would never really get told about it. Maybe that was my parents' way of avoiding me being too obsessed with things. Because when I was a kid, I don't really remember watching very many shows. I'm not gonna lie. Does it look better? I hope it does. Hmm. That looks correct. I like how there's just eyes. I start with the eyes for a reason, and it's because it's like the most defining feature on the face. And without the eyes, I would be lost. She's actually looking so cute. I didn't expect me to sell. I didn't expect it to actually come out good. Oh, damn it. Whoop. So I kind of love that a lot of people in the comments were just like, "Oh my gosh." And they like recognized both Asher and They Love TX2, and I'm just like, my people. I know some people were asking about the brands of my markers, and I find most of my markers in discount shops or online from random websites, which means they don't really have a brand that go with them. Like, this one just says acrylic marker. It really just does, it only says acrylic marker in it. They don't have a brand because I get from the factory type markers. I don't get the branded ones. So it's off brand stuff. Yeah, that looks good enough. I think the worst part is I definitely did not draw the rest of the body. And was not even thinking about it, I'm not gonna lie. Hmm. Hmm. It's supposed to point at the bottom of the legs. Hmm. Actually, this piece and this piece are meant to be the same piece. I just wiped my eyes, and immediately all of my makeup is just on my hands. Oh well. She looks cute, doesn't she? Me trying to convince myself that I do not hate every single second of drawing when it comes down to my eyes being itchy and my brain just being, I want a break. And the thing is, drawing is relaxing to me, and I like to draw. It's just the fact that I have other things that I need to do that's making me stressed. It's not even the art itself, because drawing this is actually really nice. But it's the fact that I know I have a homework assignment that I gotta do. I hate blog posts. Why do I have to talk to classmates? I chose online classes so I wouldn't have to be around people. Which a lot of people find really weird because I want to be a therapist. And I'm like, yeah, but like, I don't have to talk to them, I have to listen to them. That's different. I'm just listening. I don't have to actively contribute. Not fully. Like, I'll answer questions or ask them about things. But like, I'm not critiquing them. Though I will state, a lot of the people that I have currently helped through things, I was just given genuine advice from what I've dealt with in life. Because some people do ask me for advice, believe it or not, I know. A 22-year-old actually having good advice occasionally happens sometimes, rarely though. But I've gone through shit, and I know a lot of people who have gone through shit, and I combine all of their advice into memory and give it to other people based off of what I've seen, heard, or witnessed. It doesn't necessarily mean it's good advice. I'll state, I might not tell my parents everything, but like, if you trust your parents, and you know they won't judge you for certain, that's a different situation. I don't talk to my parents about anything that they don't need to know. If I was in a relationship, doesn't matter unless I was planning on like doing something special. But relationships in itself are private to me, so I don't feel the need to let them know every single time I enter a relationship. I think the only time I would ever let them know is like if it got serious enough to where I was thinking about marriage. But I don't genuinely feel the need to tell people anything. The only people who really need to know are my coworkers, because they're my best friends. Which a lot of my online friends thought was really weird that I'm so close to my coworkers. Is it weird that like my coworkers and stuff, we talk about literally just anything because we're that chill with each other? Is it that outlandish that we just get along with one another? I had a delivery driver judge my autistic personality traits, which is I will confidently ask them to do their job. Do your fucking job. I don't know. I wouldn't have to ask if you were already doing it. I think there's only one delivery driver that I genuinely like don't have to ask to make sure they double confirm it. But there's only 3 regular drivers that come to my specific location. The regulars, I don't ask because I know I'm going to see them again. Then people I've only ever seen do DoorDash once or twice at the specific location. I'm not gonna let them just take the food and go. I'm going to ask them to click confirm, do all of the things. Because 1, if they don't end up delivering the food, it hurts them if they've confirmed it and not us. We had a night, though, where we had no chicken left at the end of the night. That never happens. Because we routinely make sure we have a shit ton of chicken. So when we finally do have issues like that, we have no choice but to just say, you have to cancel the order. We have no chicken left. And it's happened a few times in my 3 years of working at a KFC. But, like, every time it just stresses me the hell out. And I'm like, I'm glad the drivers are fine with it because, like, they still get paid. Whether they show up or not. But why do people expect us to have every type of item in the store right before we close? Whether it be 10 minutes or 30 minutes. Why do they expect us to have everything? I will state, I got all of my Little Pony wigs in the mail at the same time. And that is the only reason I'm doing the characters all at once. So don't treat it like I'm obsessed or anything. It's like, I'm just going in order. Because, like, last time I did 2 characters in a row, someone was like, wow, you must be, like, really obsessed with Demon Slayer. And I'm just like, I just happened to have it on my list in a row. It has nothing to do with obsession or anything. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Demon Slayer. But the order I do the character stuff in has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with that. Like, don't get me wrong, I love My Little Pony characters. I think they're adorable. But it's not an obsession. You can like something without it being an obsession. I know, it's such a hard concept to grasp. And you might be like, why are you drawing with a pen for filling in with color on such a small area? And I'm just like, it's the only pink that I had that like relatively matched her hair color without me having to combine a bunch of colors instead. Now I think about it, I don't think I ever looked for a blue that would match her hair. I have one though. I have one. Didn't look for it. I actually kind of like the way the wig looks for this character. I think it's really cute. I am gonna have to do some work to make sure the horn looks nice on the cosplay that I did, because I'm not entirely sure how I'm gonna wear it, but I'll figure it out. I actually tried drawing her bigger in hopes that I would have less of her hair to draw, and then I ended up having to draw all of the pink anyway. But you know what? At least the pink matches, like, relatively well. It is definitely gonna take me longer to color it in than I thought it would. I think this is the one. I know the order I'm going in doesn't necessarily make sense, but it's the order to where I know I can let my markers rest without drying out too much. So there is like a practical reason behind it. I don't know if everyone likes their coworkers. I know I like my coworkers. I think they're awesome people and they're so fun to be around. I know I sound so convincing. But I actually genuinely care about my coworkers. I think they're the coolest people. And honestly, I don't think you should work somewhere if you don't like your coworkers. Because, like, if you don't get along with them, you're gonna have a really boring day, aren't you? Or at least like your job. Because, like, I think it would be hell to work a job you did not like. Because I like my coworkers, I like my job. It's a really easy job. It is extremely easy. That's why I chose it. And I mean, working where I am is a temp job. I'm working here because of the fact that one, KFC gives you a bunch of scholarship options and like helps you pay for school. I hope you know that is an actual thing. Like they have programs and stuff and ways to for students to be able to afford schooling. That's the one really cool benefit of working at a KFC. Their health insurance I would never recommend for anyone who has to pay for their health insurance. Um, but I also come from a state where our health insurance is like better than average. So just getting state insurance is like worth it. I know not everyone is like got good at state insurance, but since like the copay for like the state insurance in my state is like $15, it's valid to just stick on state. Yeah, I only have to pay $15 if I want to go to a doctor. I know I know in other countries they got like free and stuff, but like considering I don't have to pay as high in taxes as other countries do, and it's only $15 if I want to see a doctor. I think I'm doing pretty great with my own state insurance, you know? I know eventually I'll have to pay for my own insurance instead of being on my parents', but I don't have to worry about that until I'm 25, so I'm just gonna stick under my parents. I do pay my own taxes separately though, but that's only for the tax returns. I get really high tax returns. I want my blues to work. They're not working like I need them to, which means they're slightly dried out. I really can't do much about that. Other than shake the shit out of them and hope the ink decides to work again. So close. I need you to hold out on me, you stupid marker. Part of me wants to make it use. Just because proportion-wise, it does not look right. I don't. I can't tell if that looks any better, or if that looks worse. Okay. I think I'm done. Finished on her. She's so cute. Peace, love. Have a good day, my fab fans. I just stuck my hand in resin. Have a good night. Bye.